Welcome to the Old Man Cough Show. This is Collider Live, everybody. What a crew we have today to round out this wonderful week of Collider Live. As always, in the booth, the only other father in this shitstorm right now, and that is Cody Hall. Hello,
hey,
Cody.
Kristian, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm
Sleeping?
doing fantastic.
Sleeping?
No, but my amazing wife is dealing with worse than I. Am I doing it right, Kate?
You're doing it right, Cody.
Okay.
Okay. But still, he's getting used to it, screaming, yelling.
Yeah, around like 4:30, he goes apeshit.
Yeah, that's about right. It's about right. He's
Both
getting used to it.
4:30s.
Well, you got to give the kid some credit. He's like, what is this world I'm living in? I was warm. I was happy, and now
I was a fish.
I
swam.
You don't have to talk about me like I'm not in the room.
Well, you are in the room, and Winston Marshall is here. Straight back from the Bachelor Pad finale, or Bachelor in Paradise finale.
Yeah? What do you think?
It got dull towards the end, the last 3 or 4 episodes.
It did.
Yeah.
This ending,
Ending was good.
Oh, my God.
And then Chris and the other Katie acting like assholes in it.
Well, look, Katie's a drunk.
All right.
Like, let's be real. Go back and watch the footage, man. She wasted. I got bad.
Yeah.
Well, you're cute. Okay, well, you need to shut up. And I was like, all right, he doesn't want a 24-year-old. That's fine.
Listen, you don't have to talk about me like I'm not.
You are in the room. Kate Mulligan is here again.
Hi,
nice
yes.
to see you.
To be clear, Dorina has not gone away.
She has not. She'll be back.
I am not a stand-in
No,
for
no,
her.
no, no.
Just
But
everyone.
She's a fantastic vest.
You are a
Check it out.
You are a stand-in from the movie Singles, though.
How dare you? How very dare you?
Very nice to see you here back.
Nice to see you.
Kate Mulligan. There's some things to talk about. The first, you're going to appreciate this. I told you a little bit about it. So on Thursday mornings, I do the Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show.
Yes.
And the way I am paid for that show is through concert tickets, to which I never go because I can't go to concerts. It's hard for me to go because of the kids.
Right.
However, this past Thursday, they gave me tickets, and I'm like, you know what? Birthday's coming up. Father-in-law's still in town. Could go. It's Rod Stewart. Now, Rod Stewart.
If I listen
Let me tell you.
long
And I said to Winston, I go, I don't know if I really remember too many Rod Stewart songs. And then I bring up the essentials. I know all the Rod Stewart songs.
Absolutely.
I know all. And I'm listening
You're
to
like,
him.
that's Rod Stewart?
And my wife and I are like, yeah, maybe we will go.
Yeah.
And then we said, you know what? Let's take Vivian. Let's take the oldest with us. It'll be her first concert. It'll be a lot of fun. And then I said, for the main reason why I said, even though it's going to be a great experience, because for all the times that she didn't listen, and for all the times that she, has been, a kid, but still not listening, now, forever, when someone says to her when she's 20 years old, "What's your first concert?" They say Rod Stewart.
See, look, I don't even mean to take this to a race thing, but real talk.
It's the whitest thing ever.
I was gonna say, white parents are mean. Just spank your fucking child, bro. Why would you do that?
I can't disagree with that.
Just spank your child.
It's good music. But
I just got a wooden spoon to the ass. Like that's enough. Like I was telling you, like my first was my mom took me to Diana Ross and Luther Vandross.
It's a good one.
It was great.
That's a good one.
So,
it shapes your personality.
It really does.
Right.
Mine was Genesis. Genesis was the
Makes
first
sense.
concert and the first time I smelled pot.
Yeah.
So it was really great.
I smelled it this morning because I think my neighbors are
Wake and bakes?
maybe, and if that's the case, it's legal and they can do what they please.
That's exactly
and it
right.
smells nice in my place when I wake up. I'll tell you that. I tell you, I showed you my wife. My wife and I went. My wife and I went last night. Actually, went to see Judy. And Sean asked him. Oh wait, no, he didn't. Make it. It was Rudy.
No, it wasn't.
But everyone's raving about this movie, right? Because of Judy Garland, and what the performance is like. And I can say it's pretty freaking great.
Look at you.
She's awesome in it. This is her best performance ever.
So you're saying she's gonna beat out J-Lo?
I haven't seen Hustlers yet, but
Okay.
I also think that they're going to be vying for different awards.
Probably.
I think that if J-Lo is nominated, it'll be supporting. This is full on lead.
It's kind of a back and forth because, even though Constance Wu, she's kind of narrating the whole thing, it kind of feels very like Wolf of Wall Street, where it's more following.
It's pushing on her character, but they can get away with the supporting, and that's what they would do because you don't want to compete against Renee Zellweger as Judy. You just don't want to do it because she loses herself.
Can I ask the qualifications for supporting? Because I've always wondered: is it when there's an ensemble cast, or is it a certain number of lines? I mean, is it?
I don't know if there is
what's
a
the qualifications
guideline.
for supporting versus?
I mean, if you think about Judi Dench winning best
6 lines,
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Anne Hathaway.
Anne
supporting
Hathaway.
when she just sang a song.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
But you look at
She
Mahershala
sang
Ali,
the
by the way.
shit out of that
she
song,
did.
yeah.
But Mahershala Ali last year for Green Book.
Yeah.
I mean, he won for Best Supporting.
But
He's
he was a
as much of a
lead.
lead
I know,
as
that's what I'm
Viggo
saying.
was.
Yeah.
So I don't know
Do
what
they
their
just put them?
qualifications
Is it
are.
just like, well, if we can pass it off as,
I think
and
that's
we
what it
think
is.
he has a better chance to win this?
I think that's exactly what it is. And I think if you're hustlers, that's what you do. You go after Best Supporting, and you don't go after Best Actress.
Well, they did that with Viola for Fences.
Yes.
Even though, honestly, you could have put her in lead for
Oh,
that
you're
one,
right.
but it's
right.
you
because
just-
who else was the lead actress in that movie? She
Right.
Was.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the argument is like because it's Denzel's movie.
That's
that
what I'm
she's-
saying. Is it like the
Right.
is lead actress like the biggest actress
There's
in the
no
movie,
set.
or is it like
No.
supporting?
This is when
to the
this is when you just look and you
actor?
go,
Yeah.
these are just awards that people
Yeah.
made up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
That's
That's
exactly
right.
it.
That's really what
That's
it is.
exactly it.
It's just like there's no set thing.
But this is Renee Zellweger's best.
She's,
You're saying?
she's so good in it. She loses herself because that was the question. The two questions were you going to believe her as Judy Garland? Right? Right. Could you believe
Could
her?
she open her eyes more than normal?
Not as much. But the thing was, could she lose herself in the role? And she did. And the second question, could she sing like Judy Garland?
Well, we know she can sing because of Chicago.
She was okay in Chicago. It was fine. But could she sing like Judy
Like
Garland?
Judy Garland, yeah.
And she sure did.
Yeah.
She, like, the first, because my wife was the one who'd said that, because she's like, I don't know, I got to see if I buy Renee Zellweger as Judy Garland. She was excited to see it, but she's like, I got to see it. I don't know if she's going to be able to sing like her. And the first song hits and they do it right. They build to it. They build to it, wait for her to finally sing, because this is the last year of her life, is what the movie takes place.
Wow.
Pretty
Yeah.
dark, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's so the story is, if you know anything about Judy Garland, that actually Rocha's first concert, Judy Garland. But
Damn, you just gonna age Rocha like that? Jeez.
he was 30.
Oh, the poor man.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not even here to defend
Well, I got to see
himself.
Judy Garland in concert. Fuck him.
Yeah.
So it shows a little bit of her, like what happened to her when she was in the studio system. She was kind of plucked out. She had a terrible. Her mother was a real asshole.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they don't really show much of that, but they mention it. And then she goes to the MGM system, and they were just horrendous to her. They didn't let her eat. They said she was ugly. Said all she had was the voice. And you look at pictures of her when she's young, she's stunning.
Yeah.
She didn't fit the mold of what the starlet was back then in the 20s and 30s. You know, even for a 13-year-old kid. But like as she got older, they still said the same shit to her, and she was gorgeous. But you put that in a 13-year-old's head, and it's going to fuck with them. And they were giving her, and the reports, and they play on this they were giving her pills. Her mother already started her on pills, but they were giving her pills, and it fucked her up more and more and more, right?
What were they giving her pills for? Like, what did the mom say?
Weight loss.
It was for weight loss. It was
Oh.
for so she wouldn't get hungry, so she wouldn't eat, and she was.
Can I borrow this pen? Did you happen to get the name of the pills that they had to give?
What's the name of the pills?
Yeah, what are the
you
names?
want to? Perfect.
I was with you.
Thank you.
It was good. It was slower on my end. But then they show this movie starts with her and her kids, and they're bouncing from hotel to hotel, and she's down in the luck. She's not making any money anymore. She's no one will hire her because she's fucked up all the time, and so she basically loses her kids to her husband, and they're like, well, you got to get your job again. So she goes out and she went on tour in London. And so this is her on tour in London, and it's like, but the first time she gets up there and she hits that song, and my wife goes, "All right,
Yeah.
that got me.
Oh.
She's doing it." And that just shows you it's hard. It's a hard watch because you just watch this wonderful talent that was just devastated throughout her entire lifetime. And Renee Zellweger really she was a vessel. She was a vessel. It was it was great.
So
It was
she's
great.
a lock for Best Actress.
She's a lock for a nomination.
For nomination.
I
right?
have there's probably a lot of other movies that are coming out, but she's a lock for a nomination.
Yeah.
I didn't know enough about Judy Garland to know that she essentially was like Michael Jackson before Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if she maybe hit it because I feel like everybody would argue Michael's maybe the biggest celebrity ever. But as
Yes.
far as like how fucked up her childhood was and what the industry did to her, I didn't realize it was that bad.
And remember, Wizard of Oz back then was like Endgame and Episode 7. It was like Star Wars. It was like
Yeah.
1977 Star Wars when that movie hit, and she was a nobody really, and she became Dorothy. Like that alone,
Yeah.
Right.
to a 13-year-old can fuck you up.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
alone for being a star, but couple that with the fact that the support system she's supposed to have is fucking with you all the time. Like that's it's bad. There are reports of that throughout the whole thing. And I went back, and I always did. Every time I'm sure a lot of people do this. Every time they see a biopic or something, you go back and start Googling the person.
Yes.
And so I was watching like old interviews from like Judy Garland, and like the alcohol and everything took a toll. She died when she was 47.
Oh man.
She looked like she was 65.
Yeah.
When she died. It's just because you do that to your
God,
body.
it was that young.
47 years old.
47.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It was crazy. So, but it's a heavy recommend especially if you're following like the awards and you want to watch like the awards. If you track them this season, I'm sure. I don't even know what Perry and Mance are saying, but I think Renee Zellweger's a lock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be lazy and wait for the screener to come.
That's fine. Yeah, I get it.
But I will watch it.
The only reason that I would recommend seeing this in the theater, if you do, because the musical numbers play really well in an audience, and like at the end of because there's quite a few of them, and at the end of it, there's people broke out into, and it was the premiere, so but it was funny because Renee Zellweger's a manager who I'd actually met a handful of times. He's a nice guy, but he was sat right next to my wife. Right, and he was waiting because he didn't want to make a big thing, but he's a very big kind of boisterous dude, and I heard him. He's seen the movie 6 times because he's went to Toronto. He's gone everywhere with her.
Yeah.
And there's one line, and he goes, "Da, da," and I was like, "This guy is into it."
It's his end game.
It really, he laughed so loud, Winston. The place
That was just the sound of money hitting his bank.
He's like, better laugh because that's a lock, bitches.
That sounded like 15%.
Best actress walking through humps. Yeah. But I'll tell you, I didn't like the after party. Wasn't a
Really?
big-
Why?
I don't know. We went.
You
went
know,
through-
after hearing
what?
Saul's story yesterday, you probably missed the adventure of sneaking into it.
No,
like,
we
you
didn't
had
sneak
to.
into it.
That's what I'm
We were in-
saying.
right,
you probably,
right.
You're like,
Should've-
this was boring.
Had we snuck into it, it'd been a lot better.
Exactly.
No, but I don't know. It was like when you go to these things, it's like my daughter and I have made a thing out of it. We get there right as the credits go. We make a dart for it. We sit down. We eat. We're there before this wave
Right.
of people come
Yeah.
in. We got a little bit of time. There was no time. It was like the asteroid hit and the tidal wave just hit right away and just took everybody out because it was. The people just kept coming. We were walking out, and it seemed like, how many people does this theater seat? And it was just a lot of people. Too claustrophobic for my end, Winston.
No,
Couldn't deal with it.
that's a hard pass, man.
But-
I don't know. You just gotta start. Offensive. Pretend your daughter's a running back and offensive lineman. Some people and just be like, get the fuck out my way, my daughter's.
Yeah, that's right.
I got an angry child. Move, motherfucker, move.
I do want my daughter. I can't wait for 2 things. One, next week, to where I can hear her saying, "Oh, Maggie," singing it, and then when she's 17, saying, "I go, fuck you, Dad."
Hey,
Yeah.
yo, I actually think what you should do for your daughter.
Yeah.
Invent a time machine and go back and take her to a Judy Garland concert.
Judy Garland, so we can meet young Rocha.
Yeah. Yeah. Be careful with that. With the Back to the Future situation. We don't want nobody wants that.
Do you know the Back to the Future situation with Rocha?
No.
When we asked
Oh.
them. So I'm going to ask everybody in here to
Yeah.
raise your hand if you know the answer, but don't say it.
Okay.
In Back to the Future, what is the name that Marty tells his mother that his name is based off the underwear?
Oh.
Raise your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All together.
Calvin Klein.
Oh, it's not Fruit of the Loom. That's what Rocha said in one of the things. But he said, but he goes. My favorite is when he says, and he's right. He's like, oh, I do not like that movie. I don't like that movie. What do you want me to do? And
But
I know.
But
the Fruit of the Loom doesn't make
you
any
got
sense.
Doesn't
two options
Yes.
here. You got Calvin Klein, and you got like Joe Boxer.
Right.
And
Yes.
like that's
That would've
about
been a better
it.
one.
Maybe I could see
What's your name?
Haynes.
Fruit of the
Yeah,
Loom.
or maybe Haynes.
Maybe.
I was going to
That's
say.
right.
I would
Haynes.
still cheese you on
Michael
Haynes.
Haynes.
Yes, exactly.
Your name is Fruit of the Loom. I'm a superhero.
Hi, I'm Kmart brand.
Oh God. I just had
I'm
a
Victoria.
I just had a horrible
Nice.
like
Secret.
80s flashback. If it's Fruit of the Loom, it's like just a bad joke where it's like, I don't know, Mom, I think he's gay. 'Cause
Right,
he did
right.
something, It's
Yeah.
just
I'm Fruit of the Loom.
yeah.
What is your loom like?
I'm sorry for yelling right into the mic.
So you're like Renee Zellweger's manager.
It was me, Kristian. It was actually me. All right, I had a mask
It was
on.
you.
It was me the whole time.
Can I ask something about biopics?
No.
Okay. I always say, can I ask? And then you
Yes.
always say no. I
Right.
need to learn to
Learn
not
your
ask.
lesson.
Just
Take
yeah.
up space,
right.
girl. Come on.
So, bitch!
That's
Much
fuck
better.
you.
Much
Yeah.
better.
So, motherfucker!
Do it.
Listen to this.
Thesis.
Thesis?
I
You
got a
call me
thesis.
thesis? Oh, okay.
Yeah. When the actors can do a biopic as well as the original person did it, like when you're saying she
channeled her,
Judy.
yes.
But I'm saying, like, I always feel like whenever I see somebody like that's done Gilda well, I'm always like, it makes Gilda a little less impressive. That someone can step in and just, like, I'm trying to think of other examples where I'm like, holy shit, they nailed that person. And I'm always like, it makes the original a slightly less impressive.
Did Gilda do Judy Garland?
No. I'm saying like when Gilda biopics have biopics or however you say have come out.
Yeah.
I'm always like,
Well, no, because you're not just doing the
because it's the
performance.
create.
You're
Like,
doing-
obviously you were the
Yeah,
original,
but
but I'm
you're-
saying, like, if what you did was so unique
Yeah.
and made you such a star, but then someone can swoop in and
But
do
it's not. She can sing and hit the Judy Garland notes, but
Well,
she's not Judy Garland. And the performance of it, you're mimicking someone else who created the
because it
art
wouldn't
first.
exist in the first place. I
Yeah.
would take it to sports in that, like, Kobe's incredible, but he did
Jordan.
everything he did was just a Jordan copy. So it's kind of
Thank
the same
you.
thing.
I 100% agree with
Yeah,
that.
so
Yes.
it's the same thing, I guess,
Yeah.
with this. If you don't have Judy in the first place, then it's not a
Yes.
special thing. So
Right.
I'm not saying that Judy's no longer special, but
No,
I'm
no,
saying
I
it, like,
get
you
it.
know what I mean? It's
The
like it's
fact that
almost
it's
like
one thing. Oh my God! Well, maybe it can happen because someone else just did it.
That's what I'm
But-
saying.
Yeah, but it's,
You know what I'm
it's-
saying.
Yeah, but it's the same with like Einstein, right? Einstein came up with all these theories, all these things that no one would have ever thought of. But now, because he came up with these theories, there's other brilliant scientists who follow out what he did because
Right.
he came up with it first.
right.
And
But but none of the scientists are like E = MC². Like the
Yeah.
same. You know what I'm saying? It's
know,
like,
but
like
that's-
if somebody can go in, like, you do a great Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that's rare. Hello, I'm every comic.
Yeah. I know what I'm saying is.
what are you
I know.
talking about?
Come on.
Come on,
But I'm saying, like, to be able to,
food and women and men are different.
women be shopping.
Come on, what are you doing?
Yo, my Schwarzenegger is trash.
It's not bad, dude. It's not
I
bad.
like that he's reviewing himself, and he's just like,
Whoa, that sucks.
that was terrible.
Damn,
My life
that's-
isn't worth anything.
That's definitely a 5 out of 10.
Hey man, look, I have the things. I could do Lil Wayne. I could do Obama.
Dude,
and
your
I can
Obama
do-
is
Thank you, man. I appreciate
incredible.
Okay, let's do Arnold and Obama having a
There it
conversation.
is,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
Okay, sure. All right. It's nice to see you.
It's good to see you too.
It's been shut your mouth with talking.
For real.
Who are you?
Don't make me have the Secret Service come in and take you out.
Because for some reason she wants to know who's the more important person. Because Gilda Radner used to do a very good sing song.
No,
And then-
it's true.
Then the Jerry Maguire comes in, the lady,
Yep.
and she sings a song. And she says it better.
Well, you know, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
People love to rewrite history and make you think that one thing that's new is better than what it was before.
Right.
But it's not the case.
That's absolutely correct.
That's
'cause-
not the case.
Yeah, because listen, you had a nice job once there before for 8 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a job. It felt like 27
And
years.
you were there forever.
I was there for a very long time.
Literally, like, I feel like you were there when Rocha was born. You were. That's how long we were in office.
Well, to be honest with you, he was 63 when I took office.
That's unbelievable, Winston.
Oh, thank you.
He's good.
Yeah.
That's
It's
unbelievable.
it's a dam breaking though, and sometimes now I'm just gonna randomly sound like him because
Yes,
I can't just
'cause you
shut
can't-
it
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
It's very
Also,
very
it's a
tricky.
great person.
I love the
Yeah.
pause. That's
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
get it. It's like,
the vocal fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is I literally was sitting on the couch in 2012, just being like, "Huh, I wonder if I can do that." And all I
And you-
did
and
do it,
yeah.
was just kept saying, "Let me be clear."
Yeah.
Let me be
That's how
clear.
you work on it.
Over and
That's
over
yes.
until
My Arnold, when I did it in college, was atrocious. I was like, "Get the fucking thing, did the fucking," and then the way that I got it, was from those crank calls.
yeah.
He would do they did the soundboard, and it was like, and I remember this old German lady, Instigator Lodge, how are you? I'm I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately. Who is your daddy, and what does he do? What? Who is your daddy, and what does he do? Who are you? Who is this? I'm Detective John Kimball. She's like, why are you calling here? I'm a
forgot
cop, you idiot.
I forgot about that. That was on E-Bombs World,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was the best.
Oh my god.
That's how I learned. That's how I learned how to do it. But here, we'll do one more for the Obama. But this time it's
Okay.
gonna be Obama and Gary Busey in a supermarket.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Gary, what are you doing here?
I believe that if I take this piece of meat and put it in between my earlobes, that I can see Christ.
You know this is why Michelle stopped inviting you to the White House.
I never believed that the house that I was painting should be green.
Gary, Are you on acid again?
I ate a tab of acid, but then realized that nothing can kill me, so I put 7 nails inside of my face, and now I can hang my own head.
Sasha, Malia, go to bed.
Oh my God.
You can do a cartoon of Obama and Busey together.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, by the way, there's a guy who makes the Collider cartoons. We just gave you 2.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, my
Good,
God.
good. That's good.
That's good too.
Oh my God.
Anyway, all right, let's.
I feel like I have to redeem myself, though.
Oh, yeah. Go
Just
ahead.
to be clear,
That Judy Garland was a hack.
Yeah. No. Yes. No. I mean, like performances where people are like, Judy Garland's voice was so unique. It was. I'm not taking away from that. I'm saying she was the original. But I'm saying I always feel like when I can see somebody specifically to singing and dancing,
Right.
June Carter. Right?
Yeah, well, shit, dude, Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. Like, it always, to me, I'm always like, I love biopics. But then I'm always like, okay, the person just got a little less impressive because
See, I don't feel that way.
I know, I'm just saying that's how I feel.
No one likes
I'm
you.
not saying, okay.
Yeah. Well, Kate,
That's just
you really
going wild.
revealed a side of you that is interesting.
This is
I
going
understand
well.
what you're saying, but like I think about J-Lo and like Selena and like, you know what I mean, where Selena was that next level
Yes.
whatever, but J-Lo kind of carved her own thing out of it that is, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it wasn't really Selena, but it was the
I also
rendition.
So you
Didn't
think
say
Lou
that.
Diamond Phillips made Richie Valens less impressive? No one's ever said that.
No one's no one's ever said that.
So what would you say then Rami Malek took away from
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury?
He did it so well.
Yeah, but
Jamie
remember-
Foxx's Ray.
Did he do his own
He
singing?
didn't do all the songs though.
No,
but however,
Jamie Foxx's Ray is
Yes.
a perfect example.
Cody, I would do this.
Yeah.
I think Jamie Foxx is a revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I would, God damn it, I'm doing it again. The only thing that I would say is is
Listen, I'll bring Holly Hunter and then she can have a conversation.
oh, she hates me.
She
Hallie
does?
hates you.
I don't
Why?
think she actually hates me, but I did because she was on Batman v Superman,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
did that press junket, and I couldn't remember where I knew her from except for The Incredibles.
Did you
Oh,
say
yeah.
where do I know you from?
Dash.
I didn't say that, but wow, that's really good.
Thank you. Dash, come on. You don't have to put a cape on to be super.
Oh my god, that's way cooler than what I did. Holy shit!
Because it's rare.
Yeah,
'Cause it's rare.
Yeah,
Well, also, it's just a lisp, really.
oh my
Yeah.
god. I can't
So
focus
she
love you
now.
in the firm.
So she hates you because.
Well, it was very clear because I got along with everybody else. I got along with Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck,
Right.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh,
Either
do
because
you
I
need
knew
a
them-
broom for all those names you just dropped?
No, let me keep dropping them. Gal Gadot, Amy Adams. No, but all I mean is I either knew their work
Yeah.
or I had something to anchor. So like Lawrence Fishburne, I grew up on him. So like
Yeah.
he was an idol. Holly, I could not remember anything but The Incredibles. So my
Raising
questions for her
Arizona?
were terrible. I asked her the worst questions, and she was just like, "Kid, what the fuck are you like? Just go."
So where do you buy your cheese?
I go to the same supermarket as Barack Obama and Gary Busey.
Holly? Oh my God, Incredibles 2, best movie of last year.
You know I've done other things, too. Have you
No.
seen the new season of Succession?
I'll walk down an alley and have a big chill in my pants.
All right, well, I'm getting in on this now.
Oh my God, Sean Connery, my favorite Bond.
Hey, Sean Connery, nice to see you.
Good to see you as well.
How are you?
I'm
I know,
very
I
well.
feel like
Don't slap Holly Hunter. She didn't do nothing. She's just sitting there.
I'm just-
Here's the thing about Holly Hunter.
Yeah.
I can take you out using my right thumb.
I feel like a gang rape is imminent. Jesus
We won't
Christ.
do that. Not here at the Rock.
Oh, God.
Look at Winston's face. Welcome. That's Kate Mulligan. You walked in. You thought it was all fun and dancing when you walked in, huh?
You're the man now, dog.
Cody, when do we go live?
Are we? Yeah.
Blew the mic out.
Hey, Cody, we'll clip this out, all right?
Yeah. Pull this out.
That's the name. The next bit is how many white songs we can make Winston dance to.
If I listen
Okay,
long enough.
So my
Get some
first,
word.
so my first concert was Diana Ross.
All right. Second. Oh, you
And
left
Luther
the second
Vandross.
one out, huh?
But my first CD
Oh.
Kelly Clarkson.
was Backstreet Boys.
Oh.
Everybody Backstreet's Back, just the single, and I played that shit on repeat, bro.
good.
That was I was doing the whole dance. Everybody like that. Oh, bro.
So what? Shit. What were we just? Cody, I was going to ask you to bring something up before we got cut off. What was it?
What a shame.
No, I gotta bring it up.
I guess I can't look it up.
No, you know what it was. I'm gonna kill the airtime here until we figure out exactly what it was because I started to say, Cody.
How many white songs can you make
make
Winston?
me
No, it was
dance
before
too?
that. We said that already, but it was Cody. Do you remember? Because help me out here, bail me out of it. You know what I was gonna say, don't you?
No.
Damn. Are you
Did I
lying?
just fail a bit? What's going on?
No, I don't
Cody,
know. What were we
Cody
talking
had a
about before?
baby. He didn't
There was
develop
something-
psychic powers. What the
My wife
fuck are you-
hasn't slept, Kristian.
No, there was
There's,
something that we were talking
you said
about.
clip it out.
No, I was gonna have him bring something up. We're just about to say because I wanted to hear it.
Something
Was it
about Holly.
Zoo?
Fuck you, Cody.
Zoobly zoo.
Shit, it was
Something about animals pissing off Riley.
Yeah, I hate that song.
Zoobly zoo.
White hot passion.
I guess they want us to talk about some of this stuff. So
Yeah.
there are some things going on. The big thing is that Joker is projected to make 82 million opening weekend. And what were we saying? I think that when we were talking about box office predictions. We didn't. Did we get that high? I don't know if we got that high.
We didn't get that high.
Yeah.
I can't remember where were we at. Like the
I think I was
50
60.
million.
I think I said 60. The
Okay.
fans will tell me that I'm lying, but I think I said 60.
Yeah, this thing is tracking. We talked about a movie talk. I think it's going to go higher now. I think that the divisiveness of this movie and the word of mouth, and I think either or, you walk out of that thing going, "That's a piece of shit. I don't want to see that,"
Yeah.
or "That's a masterpiece." Whatever
People
it may
are curious
be.
now.
Curious.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is disappearing in this role. It seems like so. I think people are going to really want to know, and I think there's a curiosity of, okay, does it connect to Batman or not? And they're going to see it.
Yeah, maybe, but I think it is definitely controversy sells.
Well,
Yeah.
and what didn't they say it actually really closely connects to what was the goddamn De Niro film that Scorsese did?
King of Comedy.
King of Comedy, yeah. King of Joker, I just called it.
Yeah,
King of
right.
Comedy.
King
But
of Joker.
that they very closely resemble. So I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
curious based off of that.
Yeah, I mean the trailers alone make it seem like it. So, Kate, do you have any interest in seeing this one? Because I mean, you get.
I do.
You do.
I guess I'm sort of conflicted about. I mean, there you go, controversy. But I also just feel like it's such a strange thing. Like, I feel like we already saw the best Joker there ever would be. You know, and I sort of feel like why tackle that? But then, I mean,
It's Joaquin Phoenix.
I know
Yeah.
he's
He's
so.
that
I mean, Johnny Cash.
guy. Yeah, right.
But I think the other thing to keep in mind too, I don't. Are you? You're obviously some sort of nerd, but are you like a big comic book nerd at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
So like the big thing that at one point Batman ends up in the Mobius chair, and there's like, so who's the Joker's real identity? And it tells him that there are multiple Jokers that over the course of. So to me, this just feels like cool. We're just
Gotcha.
seeing another one.
Another one.
Even though
Okay.
it's never
I
acknowledged
can get behind that.
directly.
Yeah.
That's like the secret that the universe holds. So to me, I'm like, cool. That's the Heath Joker, which is why, as much as I hated it, I will acknowledge what's his name that just did it, Jared Leto's
Jared
Joker.
Leto.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll, you got everybody, just Nicholson's and all that. So
Right.
Caesar,
I like
Caesar
Caesar.
Romero, man.
Caesar Romero,
Yeah.
Mark Hamill.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
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 So
I can get behind that
yeah.
totally.
But I think 82 million. Okay, that's good. That's a big win. That's a big
Yeah,
win
it's
for
a big
DC if
win.
they
Oh,
can do
yeah.
that. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that it's going to make that much, or there's no chance this movie does lower than 50? There's no chance.
No
But
chance.
it does make me kind of push to the box office this weekend, right? I think that we talked about it briefly. You got two choices of what makes more: Ad Astra, not Ed Asner, Ad Astra, or Rambo: Last Blood.
Rainbow.
Rambo.
So.
Yeah, because
know.
Ad is
Talk
gonna,
about controversy. Though.
Ad
That's
is-
also
Ad's
controversy.
gonna make
now.
money. My I guess my agent's other client got in that movie. And so they went to the premiere, and she was saying, like, it's good, but it's heavy and it's long.
Well, Ad Astra. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think just by that word of mouth will get out to the populace, and I'm pretty sure that Rambo's going to walk away with it.
It's just that Brad Pitt is still that he's not
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily always transfer over because
No.
there's really not a lot of movie stars these days, if any, that sell movies. I mean, who's
Rambo has
a movie star?
Stallone.
Yeah, I know it, but still, who's a movie star that?
You gave him the knife.
Yeah, get him with the, he took my whole shtick. But no, who's a movie star that every time that he or she does a movie that people go out to see it? No, not even seen it.
The Rock,
Cruise?
the Rock, and Kevin Hart. Honestly,
Kevin Hart's had some stinkers with the Bryan Cranston
Yeah.
one. and
more
some other
recently.
stuff.
Well, I think that was the controversy behind that.
Maybe
again.
so, but it's still it's like, and you look, and he's also had the Wedding Ringer didn't do very well. He's done
Yeah.
some movies. It depends on the thing, and then who you're pairing up with. The Rock
Sure.
had Skyscraper, which I liked, didn't do very well.
Right.
Baywatch didn't do very well.
Right.
What about this? If I told you the Thursday night previews for both, Could you make a better?
Or what better
What-
assessment? Oh, no, because
assessment.
the Thursday night came out already.
Yeah.
You probably could start to do it. Yeah. What's the Thursday
So
night?
Ad Astra at 1.5.
Yeah.
And Rambo 1.3.
They're back to back.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I
But
didn't think it was gonna. Wow.
we're missing one that might take number one
What?
all weekend.
Oh,
Downton Abbey.
What's that? Doing?
Oh,
2.1 million.
Get the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
outta here,
yeah.
really?
I believe that.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Downton
There's
Abbey
a
did
whole
2.1.
lot
Yeah.
of white
Thursday.
women in this country.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of white women.
This is their end game.
Oh no, they're here.
Wait, for real?
There's
Yeah.
a lot of white women in this country.
It's like they live.
White women.
white women.
You gotta put sunglasses on to see them. Like they live.
I was wondering why I couldn't get a pumpkin spice latte this morning.
They're all going to see Downton Abbey.
They're all there.
They're not going to fall for the pumpkin spice latte.
I did not know that stereotype, and now I hear it all the time. Is that do
It's your
only white
nickname
women?
around here.
Oh, no,
Pumpkin
there's-
spice.
Do
Oh.
only white women like pumpkin spice lattes?
I don't know. I've never had one in my life.
I mean, they're
I had one.
fine, but
Delicious.
the amount of hype they get is just not worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, okay.
I don't know. I drank it and I did all my taxes myself, so I like it.
I mean, in the,
Three years early.
in the same way that I love Billy D. Williams, but when I tried Colt 45, I wasn't
Oh,
like
right.
it works every time. I was
Right.
like, this is fine.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So like,
I do remember the video, but before we get to the video,
Yes.
I do want to bring up. Once again, you've got a great shirt on. You have
Rebel
the jacket.
scum. I
You're
know, that
crushing
jacket.
that jacket today.
no, but thank
That
you.
jacket's
And
cool.
obviously the shirts, and I love this hat. We've been talking to you guys since the beginning of the week. Heroes and villains. Heroes and villains.
Oh, look at that.
That's right. Heroesvillains.com.
design.
I love the
Cool.
sheen on that.
Me too. If you type in Collider Live, Collider Live 15, right? Is that what it is?
Live 15.
Collider
Live 15.
Live 15.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Collider Live. Live 15. Live 15, and you go to heroesandvillains.com. You get 15% off of any one of these great things. And we're already destroying everybody. So
Yeah.
you gotta
The live crew, the live army, as it
is
were.
the live army. So continue the live army if you want. Look, just browse around, because even if you're like, I don't buy anything, go over there and look. And maybe you find something you like. And thank you, Shia. And if you decide that you do like it, get yourself 15% off by using Live 15. Shia was on Hot Wings, and I watched the full
I heard,
episode.
didn't he talk about who fought somebody or something like
Well,
that?
no. So there's been Sean did a really good job interviewing too, but he always does. But he asked him about rumors that were true or false and how much were true. And there was that rumor going around about how he knocked out Tom Hardy on the set of Lawless. Like that's,
Oh, yeah.
And Tom Hardy said he knocked me out. That's what. And he goes, bullshit. He's like, what happened was he's like, we used to fuck around a lot, and he's like, he's a huge dude. It was right before he was doing Bane, and we would like fuck around and wrestle and shit, and it would be like this crazy thing where he would just burst in, and I would burst in, and we'd fight each other. It was crazy. He's like, so I was with this girl that I was seeing at the time, and he's like, I'm buck naked, and he bursts in. The girl got scared, ran out of the room, and like we're wrestling around, and I'm like naked, and I'm pissed off because I didn't want to do it at the time, and like he's like I'm in this weird position, and I push him, and he fell down the stairs, and he just hurt he just hurt his back. He didn't get knocked out. He hurt his back, and he ran around the set telling people I knocked him out. He goes, but I didn't knock him out. He's fucking Tom Hardy.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I just saw Locke for the first time.
that movie is awesome.
That's
What
one
movie?
of the greatest movies I think I've ever seen.
and a
Yeah.
great performance.
God, I want to see that again now.
Locke.
It's
him in a car. That's
it's him
it.
in a
Yeah,
car,
that's it,
but
for
you
an hour,
don't
an
realize
hour.
it because like after you like my husband went back and watched it a second time. He's like, it's so crazy because I didn't think it was all in the car because it's so vivid.
Yeah.
That you're like picturing these conversations. It's
like a play.
unbelievable.
It's
It's
like a play.
It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Locke is an underrated film.
Christian Bale, by the way, that's another movie star. I feel like whenever Christian Bale comes out with a movie,
Dude,
people go.
Dick Cheney.
Nice.
He
Well,
was
no.
so good. As
People,
Am I wrong?
people,
No, he was great
people,
in
won't-
West Side.
people don't go see his movies. They were
The Fighter?
Yeah, it did okay. It did. I
Oh.
mean, but I'm talking about box office
I
draws,
see,
like the
I
way
see,
it
I
was
see, I
back
see.
in the 80s,
I see.
90s.
If he's Batman,
Yeah,
they're
not even
going to
Tom
go.
Cruise.
Well,
Not even
yeah.
Tom Cruise. Mission Impossible does it, but
Yeah.
not Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it's the
Right.
brand now.
Specifically talking right now, not even like within the last, not like the early 2000s. You're talking about like in this day and age.
I mean, even like Will Smith had it for a bit,
Right.
And even Will Smith now, 7 pounds or whatever the fuck, all those movies. They don't.
Yeah.
So
I'll
we'll see what
think-
Jim.
I'll think of something.
Yeah, it's tough.
Tom Hanks?
Not even Tom Hanks.
Not
no,
even
but-
Tom Hanks.
no,
Because you're talking about
What was that?
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. Yeah, no, but not even Denzel. But there's directors. I think directors sell movies
Nolan.
more so
Yeah.
than
Yeah,
even
yeah.
actors. But you know what I remember, Cody? It was I want to show Kate this. When Bohemian Rhapsody, there's that cover band of Freddie Mercury, the guy that he did actually sing some of the songs inside
For
of it,
the-
for it. Now, I don't want you to look at the guy yet because I want you to hear it first.
Okay.
Just bring up Queen or Freddie Mercury sound alike, and then we'll bring it up on video, and I'll tell you which one it is. I always forget the guy's name. Yeah, that's him. There you go. Perfect. All
Okay,
right.
I'm not gonna look.
Don't look. And you heard this either?
Bohemian Rhapsody,
Okay.
take one. Not really. Warts and all. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
God.
Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
Oh.
Let's take a look, guys.
I'm just a poor boy. I need no sympathy, 'cause I'm easy come, easy go.
Holy shit.
It's great. So
It's,
this guy.
it's Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Well,
was-
and where I was gonna laugh is
Internal code.
Mark Martel.
well, what I was gonna say is that he sounds like Freddie Mercury. He looks like Rami Malek. So
He
I
does.
was-
That's
Isn't
the
that crazy?
craziest
Yeah,
thing.
it's
kinda
yeah.
weird.
So that guy, he sang, I think, some of the songs in Bohemian Rhapsody, I think, but he does, so because people said, and I said it myself, because, for Queen, Adam Lambert sings for them now.
Oh.
And I said, that's the guy that should be singing for him. But he sings for another, Queen makes money off of him too.
Yeah.
Basically, they go off and they
Yes,
sing.
yes.
But their choice, Queen, and I understand it, was they didn't want to have the Freddie sound. They wanted to do a new type of thing with
Yeah.
the song. And
Yes.
Adam Lambert certainly has his own thing.
Yes.
I prefer that sound because
Yes.
it reminds me of Freddie, but
Yeah.
that goes more for the point that you were making.
Yeah,
before,
I
think.
guess what I'm saying is you can't to be the creator of something, to be the creator
Right,
of a
the
sound,
first.
or to be the first to do a thing, and to be somebody who people want to make biopics about. Obviously, nothing can take away from that.
Right.
But it does to me. I'm always like, oh, it's like that guy can do Freddie Mercury's voice. He didn't come up with Freddie Mercury's voice, but he can
do it.
He is the instrument
But that's
that
also
can do it.
2 out of billions
No, I
of
know.
people.
I know. No, I know.
You know what I mean?
No, I know.
That's 2.
But that's 2 that we also, I would say to that, that's 2 that we know of.
Right, but that's because video cameras last. And this is something I always think, and I don't know if we talked about it on this show. I think maybe we did. And especially because think about it, if back in the day, in, I don't know, 40s, 50s, there was YouTube or to find talent,
yeah.
the amount of talent that you would have found and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just picking
Yeah.
one decade. But there's also someone out there today that never picked up a microphone, never did, doesn't realize that they have the talent, and just goes to work, does their thing, and they've never been plucked out. Yes, some people just fall, they're meant to do it, they find it, and it happens. There are other people who have the natural talent, whether it's the best comedian in the world, the best boxer in the world, someone is out there who has the talent that will never explore it. It's just process of elimination.
Well,
just happens.
or not to get that much more morbid, but I know Doreena's not here. I mean, you think that like Benji? I don't know if you remember him. They did the whole 30 for 30 on him. That was like one of the greatest high school basketball players ever, and everybody thought
He had a
he
heart
was
attack,
literally
right?
going to be the next Michael Jordan. I want to say he got shot.
Oh, is that
but
what happened?
Cool.
Okay.
I have to remember, but how much life doesn't even get a chance to
Right.
really find itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
How many 30 for 30s have they made now?
so many.
30.
I was
Way
gonna say,
more
what
than 30.
multiple
Way
of 30
more.
are they
Way
at?
Multiple. Maybe I don't
120.
want Jaboba. Maybe I want part. Did you pull that yet, Cody?
Nope.
Perfect. Okay, what's next on the agenda?
You want to talk a little bit about Tango and Cash 2?
Yeah, Nikki asked him about it, right? Nikki
Is
from
it Nikki?
Fandango?
Yeah,
I
it
think
looks
so.
that way.
I saw that.
He said I would. So Sly said I would do Tango and Cash in a second. I know with Kurt, it's not about a caper. It's just us doing our thing. But Russell said, I don't know, Sly. We were in our prime. We're in our unprime now. I don't know. So I said, Kurt, I'm telling you, you gotta go in on this. So he said, I'll talk to you when I get back. So apparently Sly's all for
That's
it.
a
Well, she
ellipses,
asked him the
dot.
question of, you brought Rocky back, you brought Rambo back, anyone else? And he actually, we knew this already, but we found this out on this show, not through Sly, but that he's working on a Cobra show. And it looked like he was giving that as an exclusive, but we got it first, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Cobra show still, I think that Robert Rodriguez is looking to develop that with him, so they're working on that. But yeah, then he brought up Tango and Cash. But I like to see Stop or my mom will shoot.
Oh God!
Part 2.
Stop or my mom will
Stop
shoot.
or my mom will shoot. That sounded more like Tigger.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, for some reason, even though I heard the T, I was like, the fuck did you just say?
I'm shocked Disney hasn't fixed that yet. I was thinking about that just the other day. I'm like, why would they say like tiger, safe word?
It's like you're asking
Let's
somebody to go
with
like this.
Tigger.
You're asking somebody to do the Hulk Hogan. What?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah.
Ready to tweet? Ready to tweet?
No.
Hey, I'm changing my name.
Yeah.
I went down to the legal office and changed it. It's
Especially
now Tiger.
Also, there's the song, "The Wonderful Thing About Tigger is Tigger's a Wonderful Thing."
Right.
Like, you can really mishear that a
It's
bunch
like-
of times.
It's like, let's walk around dynamite.
Yeah.
No, hop around dynamite on your
Who's
tail.
got it?
Yo, I did used to do a fucking stand-up joke about that
Oh my God.
where though I went to Disneyland and I caught the dude take his head off and I was like, oh shit, Tigger's a nigga. Like, I just
I can't say that one. No, I'm out.
no.
Is that a pumpkin spice? Let me just sip.
Yeah.
Fastest.
Can I sit here?
way.
I don't know what to do.
Fastest way to clear the
Is
room.
this like
Fastest.
I'm confused. Can we play Rod Stewart? Play Rod Stewart.
Like,
No, we need whiter. Barry. Play Barry Manilow.
I say even wider. Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the one who's better than Prince? Did you hear Makuga's thoughts on
Yeah.
that? Oh, you were there.
What?
Yeah.
Makuga
No, I
said that
was there
Taylor
that
Swift
day.
is better than Prince. I know.
I
Listen,
know.
Yeah, I know.
Here's his
You're
address.
not walking out. You're not walking out of a room that agrees with him because no one does.
No, I was gonna go find him and slap the shit out of him. I hope you're watching this, Makuga. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, no.
No,
It was,
Miku's not
Little
watching.
bit-
He's somewhere
he's at
at
a
a
wedding.
wedding.
I have one
He's
tomorrow.
dancing
It's
at a
fine,
wedding to
yeah.
Rod Stewart.
Yeah, exactly.
No, to Taylor Swift apparently.
And
They-
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift.
just
yeah.
delusional.
Amazing. All right. Anything else going on in the world of news?
The
Not really.
news kind of sucks, but
No, okay.
I don't know if you want to look at the revamped 20th Century Fox logo for Disney.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Bring it up.
why look
Is
like?
it?
It's not.
Oh.
This is just a great video that I want
Oh,
you to
is it
see.
funny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's on there. There it is. It's just one of those things that I started laughing.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that kid getting hit. All right.
Now you like it.
No, go to the one above it because the guy with the barbed wire, he's back.
Oh, is he back?
He's doing it with a microwave now.
All right, let's see. All right, let's see this. And I got something else that we can show too that's similar to. All right.
Oh, I got something too. Shit,
All right,
hold
all
on.
right, let's see. Flying elbow into a microwave.
So today I'll be jumping onto this microwave. This is for juggalos and juggalettes.
Okay.
So try this at home. I hope you like it. Whoop whoop. Fuck this shit!
Oh no.
Oh,
He jumped in a barbed wire last week. Today he jumped into a microwave.
no.
He knocked
So
himself
apparently
out.
this is a thing.
Oh, yeah, well,
but
yeah,
I mean,
he
right?
did.
Because Satin, I played. He's like, "Oh, is it this?" And I was
Yeah,
like,
this
"Oh,
guy, he does. Yeah, he does.
no.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit!
I don't like this.
I love that he says "fuck this shit." It's amazing.
it's too much."
All right, Cody, go to. Let's see, I'm trying to see. There's one that.
Oh God.
Cody, you have control of the Collider Live Twitter back there, right?
I don't.
What do you have? Just you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna tag you
I'm
and
gonna
then
do
play
that.
this video that I'm tagging you.
I will
in
do
right
the
now.
same.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, well, let's do a few of those. But we should also, after we do this, let's get the we'll get the phone lines open. But there's one. People just tag me in crazy videos now. I love that.
Yeah, no, that's what that's
Yeah.
exactly what happens
Yeah,
now.
you gotta-
I love that you turned into a dad with that kid, and then when it kept going, you had no choice.
No, I had no choice. I mean, that's. I mean, I'm gonna. You know,
I get it, but
I
my
have to
God.
find this one thing. Because
Well,
yeah, go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
No. I was gonna say if Cody finds it, but it's I don't know anybody that knows in the hip hop world news that Tekashi 6ix9ine, this rapper, he got arrested last year and now he's snitching on everybody.
Oh yes. So go ahead.
So
I did hear about this.
that's the funny part. Wait. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. Down. There it is. Okay. Yeah.
That one?
So the judge asking, yeah, you snitched on Cardi B. Did you snitch on any other female? Oh, I met her at the ice cream parlor.
Yeah, his thing was that I listened to 10 minutes of him on the stand.
Yeah.
They were like, when did you get caught? He's like, November 11th. When did you start giving up names? November 12th. It's like, wow, you didn't have really take. It was no convincing.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, it would have been November 11th a couple minutes later, but I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And they let me take a nice nap.
I'll put another bet on you. I know you always want to bet me like $100. I'll bet you $5 more.
What did we have our bet on for last time?
It was the runtime of Star Wars.
Right, and we have a bet going on too now.
Yeah, you
Okay.
think
Your bet
Bill
is-
Murray will not be
Yeah,
in?
right.
Yeah.
I said Bill Murray will be in the next Ghostbusters.
And I said he won't.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I think he's too. I don't know.
he'll be in it. He was in.
I got no
He was.
skin in
He
this
was
game.
in. He was in the Paul Feig one. He'll be in this one.
Yeah.
We forgot.
That thought is completely gone. What
all
were
right.
we talking about?
We were talking about.
You said a $5 bet.
No, yeah,
Oh,
$5 bet.
you wanna raise it?
that
Yeah.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is gonna die. Like,
Well, I don't want to bet
yeah.
on that.
if he goes to jail, he's dead.
But dude, he's not going to go to jail. They're going to witness protection.
and
They're going to witness protection. Dude,
yeah,
he
he has to.
I had never even heard of him before. He's everywhere now, and I get these updates, right? I don't know how it happened, but I still get updates from Vlad TV.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I get updates all the time from that, and they say on this thing, there's just various podcasts of people going, snitches need stitches, and like
Yeah.
all this shit. And I'm like, this dude is
Yeah.
he's toast.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he's like, that's the thing. They 100% have to witness protection him, and he's got to cut the hair, all that shit, and like
everything.
and like get
Take
the
out all the
tattoos lasered off.
No, he's
And-
you can't Henry Hill this shit
But
walking
if-
around on Howard Stern.
For any reason, he ends up in jail. He's dead.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's that. You were
Unless it's
snitching
like
on
in-house arrest, house arrest.
You've snitched on so many
No,
people.
it's over, Brian.
It's
Or
over
his, I was gonna say,
prime.
it's over. I didn't hear.
threw that
I
to
heard
you.
you say Brian. I'm like, who the fuck's he calling Brian?
This is Optimus Prime.
All right, let's get to that video I showed you, Cody. I just tagged you on it because this is the last video we'll show, and then we'll see if we can get one or two phone calls. It's on the twits.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think you might have to tag Alex.
I have to tag. Hey, Alex.
Yeah, or I'll just go to your thing.
That's fine. Yeah, there you go. That's not it. There you go.
Found it, guys.
That's it. All right, here's the video. Where is it? There it is. Okay, let's go full screen.
I saw this.
Full screen, please.
And you were having problems with the kid with the.
But this one you watch.
Does he fly?
No, you'll see.
Oh my
Just
God.
watch. Keep watching. He gets up. This kid's
No.
like Ali versus Frazier. He can't keep this kid down.
Oh,
Oh, he
shit!
just
Phantom
anticipated
hit.
that.
Phantom hit. Oh!
He's not done yet. He's back up.
oh my God!
The best part, it's Grady. That black dude watching him is losing his shit.
Oh wait, go back. I didn't see that. Go back to the beginning. Let's watch the beginning.
Also, the camera work is so stable for it to be the parent. I would be like,
The parents laughing too.
oh my God.
That kid got wrecked.
God.
Yeah, it was good.
He's training for Wipeout, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Jesus!
Oh.
I didn't see that.
His legs. That kid, he likes getting hit though. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, give me another one.
Why is it making that noise?
I know. Are they adding that noise? 'Cause
No,
it-
dude.
Jeez.
I like that the thing comes around and it's like just brushing through like a trash heap.
Yeah.
Wait. Did you see the one of? I might have one more. I know you're done playing videos. If somebody
go.
calls, that's fine. Also, you have the call noise. What is that saying?
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Do
Hello?
the call noise, Cody, if you can.
What
one?
the hell is that?
It's from High on Crack Street.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's Boo Boo from
Nothing but the best here.
Yeah.
Oh, this here. I'll
You
tell
want
Cody.
garbage? You call garbage?
You want to call garbage, boy? You are trapped. And you better listen, Jack.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, this is the tweet that says this is why women live longer than us, and my retweet of it was essentially,
What?
fuck football players. All men have CTE. Watching this video,
what
basically
is it?
between
yeah.
that and this.
Yeah.
What's that?
That one right there. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got. That's this. Okay.
Oh, I already know how this ends.
Okay. Me, I won't like it.
I could see my boys doing this.
One more time you. Okay. I'm gonna do more.
Wait.
All right, so for those audio
But
listeners,
now he goes, your turn.
all right, these kids are smashing each other in the head with trash.
Oh my god.
Kids just smashing each other in the head with trash cans.
Yeah, I probably did this when I was that age.
Former or future WWE Hall of Famers. Okay, let's. And I say that because they could hit each other over the head with cans, not because of garbage people. All right, let's get to some phone calls, Cody. Whenever you're ready, my good friend. Not right now, Derek.
I literally thought every time the phone call, garbage.
No. He goes. It's yeah. So did you Saul, by the way? Saul told a great story yesterday about how he snuck into we sent him to go see Rambo in New York. There were like him and 4 other Collider fans, and only Saul goes to, and he gets himself into the after party.
Yeah.
But there were only like 15 people.
He said 6. He must have been exaggerating.
Okay, so let's say 10 to 15 people in the after party, and he felt like he was going to get caught out because but he wound up taking a picture.
I was with my boy Chrissy though.
Yeah.
I tell Chrissy, have the camera ready.
Chrissy's
oh my God, fucking
posting
Chrissy's drinking. He's got
He
3
was
whiskeys.
great.
Yeah.
Chrissy was posting in Collider Live, by the way.
Was he?
Did you get my text
I got
last
your picture.
night?
Yeah. So
We'll do it. I think we should wait for.
we wait for Roxy on that
We
one.
wait
So
for Roxy.
has a beef with Saul, saying that because Saul says that his beard is red, but his natural hair is blonde.
Right.
And Roxy says, no, your hair's fucking red.
I agree with her.
It was until Riley sent me this picture of what it naturally is.
Saul is texting me his case.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that he wins.
You happy that he has your personal number? That's fun, huh?
It's really interesting
How did he get it?
I have no idea.
He got it from Stallone.
No, because it's the iPhone doing the
blonde.
maybe Saul thing.
Yeah, that is blonde.
Yeah.
He proves his point. He's got
He
blonde.
proves his point.
All right, listen. Hey, you're on Collider Live. This is Saul Hair Talk. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Nate from Pittsburgh.
Hello, Nate.
Oh, sorry.
Poor Josh.
Josh
No,
isn't here.
isn't here. What do you got for us today?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought y'all were on for Roethlisberger. I was
No,
like, who cares?
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to. I've been thinking a lot about the Schmodown, and I know you're a big WWE fan. I am too. And one thing that just, kind of, I don't know how to say it, but I think I would like to see the heels be heels and the faces be faces.
Yeah.
Corruption, like Kalinowski running with corruption, it just doesn't fit for me. He's supposed to be this, he kills everybody, he's this bad guy, but then at the end of matches, he's crying because he wins the bout. It's like, and that's great. Like, he's probably a really great guy and stuff, but man, like, do that backstage. If you're gonna steal the belt and you're gonna be a dominating force, do that on stage, and then backstage be like, man, it's so great that we were able to have this match. It's great.
Right.
And I'm, and I don't know where you are at, because I'm somewhat of a newer Schmodown watcher. I haven't been watching from the very beginning. Roxy and the Odd Couple, for me, I can't believe people call them heels. For me, they are like the baby faces. I'm always rooting for them.
Right.
Well, and I guess now, Snyder kind of did have, you could call it a face turn with his last match.
No,
but,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So let me address that. So if you, I don't know when you started watching, but if you watched last season, Mike is full heel the entire season. I mean, he's full heel. The audience has turned a few different people baby faces without my call, and one of those main people to do that was both Jay Washington and Janine in New York, because they were heels, and then they walked out, and the audience starts cheering for him. Then we got to work that into the storyline. And what I can tell you is that Mike's thing might not just be him reacting might not just be someone not sticking with character. It could be part of the whole thing. Because if you watch Grace and Ken, they're pretty much they're heels. They're pretty rotten. Mike, the audience has told us time and time again, no matter what, no matter how many bad things Mike says, he keeps winning. People are going to keep rooting for him. Kind of what happened with Stone Cold back in the day too. So I don't disagree with anything that you said. I think sometimes you got to stay in the character, but you also got to listen to the audience. And the Odd Couple is very similar to the same thing. We tried to turn Roxy heel in Chicago, and it worked for a little bit, but then they won the titles, and then Mark Andreyko just can't play heel. He just never has been able to. We tried to do it twice before. He'll do it against people, like if you put him up against corruption, you will see the heel Andreyko. But when it's other people, he just can't do it, and the audience won't cheer against him. Snyder has been very easy to cheer against a very long time, but because Oyama has been this thing for both, whether it's players and fans, they love to boo him. That you put in someone that you love, like it's the Roman Reigns thing. Roman Reigns back in the day when he was, or 2-3 years ago, when they were trying to get him over, fans were like, you know what? No, we're going to cheer this guy because we can't stand Reigns, and that's what happened with Oyama. They cheered Snyder, and because of it, you got to listen to the audience. And Snyder doesn't play. Like, go back and watch Snyder's matches with the. Did you watch his matches with the Patriots?
No.
Yeah.
I'll go back. And
Go back and watch season 3. Watch season 3 leading into 4, and that's when you'll see a lot of, and like Rocha. Rocha was the biggest heel that we had. Andrew Guy in season 4. You'll see the heel stuff. So you're just catching it at a place right now. A lot of these characters are in transition mode.
But also, go ahead.
No, you.
I was just saying, I mean, we're also in the age of Drake and Thanos. Like, Drake is out here singing gangster rap shit and crying about his feelings, and Thanos blew up half the universe and shed a tear being like, it's beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? So it's the age of, you can be a bad guy and still, like, have emotions, and you know what I'm saying?
I know what he means, though.
I get it.
He's talking about less about emotions as much, because if you go back to Rocha, in season 3, Rocha would have emotions, but he'd also throw a shirt in your face and walk off stage. And that's what he's talking about. I know what he's saying, because, like, and the thing is, I could have made the decision to tell Mike, hey, Mike, hold back when you're playing against, the Smets and the hands shaking. But people are cheering Mike right now, and it's like maybe it's time for Mike to be the anti-hero and not the heel. And wait for the nuke is all I can tell you. Wait for the nuke. When you find out whatever, there's going to be a lot of things that change. And you should definitely watch Mike's live stream, which is August 28th. September 28th, and then he's playing in Orlando for trying to defend the team titles against both John Rocha and Dan Murrell.
Thank you.
So, thank you for the call, though. I think it's a very. I think you're.
Thanks, Nate.
Nate, yeah, I think your call was on point. It really was. All right, listen, that's the show. Thank you guys for joining us here today. Kate Mulligan, Winston Marshall, Mark, the Yodiest of Riley's, Cody Hall. Hey, Alex. Nowhere to be found. So thank you guys. Make sure you get those tickets. What is that? Is that another new dance? What's that dance? What is that?
The Blake. You hate this shit, right?
Oh yeah. You got to do the. But you can pull it off. He can't. So if you go to the schmodownlive.com, you can get a bunch of tickets. You can get tickets to the live streams that we do. You can get tickets to the Florida event we're doing on October 19th. We're going to be putting on the spectacular tickets for December 7th. So all that stuff, do that. We will see you on Monday when our guest will be Brad Pitt, not Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is coming up. All right.